In today's video, we're going to learn about Indigenous Peoples Day and why Indigenous Peoples Day is such an important day to learn about.
Indigenous Peoples Day is a day that honors Native American people who lived in what is now the United States well before Christopher Columbus arrived here.
Unfortunately, Indigenous people were not always treated fairly. In fact, many were treated harshly long ago, and many of their customs and stories have been forgotten.
Indigenous Peoples Day celebrates them by recognizing the deep roots they planted in the United States of America and the influence of their culture that we still have today.
Indigenous Peoples Day is celebrated on the second Monday of October each year.
Indigenous Peoples Day in the United States was first thought of as an idea in 1977.
The idea came up during the United Nations International Conference against Indigenous Populations in the Americas.
And that conference took place in Geneva, Switzerland.
Indigenous Peoples Day was created to honor the indigenous people instead of Christopher Columbus because they were already living in the Americas long before Christopher Columbus arrived.
A recommendation to replace Columbus Day with Native American Day was supported by Lynn Hart and South Dakota Governor George S. Mickelson.
The resolution was passed in 1989.
And then, in the year 1990, the first official Native American Day was celebrated in the state of South Dakota.
Next, in Berkeley, California, the city organized an Indigenous Peoples Day in 1991.
And in 1992, exactly 500 years after Christopher Columbus's expedition, Native American groups decided to honor Native American culture as a counter celebration to Columbus Day.
Los Angeles, California then stated that the entire year would be honored as the Year of the Indigenous People and did not honor Columbus Day.
Native American Day became an annual statewide observance celebrated on the fourth Friday in September, and this began in 1998.
Although many states do observe the day, Indigenous Peoples Day is not a public holiday for all.
Many businesses and federal offices are still open on Indigenous Peoples Day.
Currently, it is only a non-working holiday in California and South Dakota.
And several states that celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day are South Dakota, Vermont, Minnesota, and Alaska.
The cities of Berkeley, Los Angeles, Austin, Denver, Overland, Bangor, Seattle, Phoenix, and Portland are also well known for celebrating the day for Native Americans.
And believe it or not, many cities and universities in the states of Michigan, New York, Washington, and California are also changing their traditions to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day.
And because indigenous people were often treated harshly throughout history, Indigenous Peoples Day is a day to celebrate and recognize their important contributions to the culture and history of our America today.
And people often honor and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day by learning more about Native American cultures through movies, books, attending gatherings, and learning the customs of Indigenous people.
Children are taught and provided with resources that teach about the traditions, culture, and background of Native Americans.
In Berkeley, California, Indigenous Peoples Day is a day for powwows with many indigenous people that still live in North America.
Powwows include native dancing, singing, and socializing.
And hey, guess what? Did you know that there is an International Day of the World's Indigenous People, which was founded by the United Nations?
The day is celebrated on August 9th in many nations, but not too much in the United States.
If you think about it, we're very fortunate to be able to look back and study our history to learn more about what and how the United States was discovered. It helps us to learn how we can make a better life for everyone now, as well as in the future, and build a better tomorrow for us all.
Well, hey, guess what? Now we all know a bit more about what Indigenous People Day is all about.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps out our channel.
Make sure to subscribe. Bye!